hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
And the Geico restarts up we go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
The Texas sun is beating down. The grandstands are starting to fill up, and one of the toughest tests for the season for these drivers is about to begin. We are here for the Go Locker Foundation Series. It is the next gen portion of our schedule, which means we are winding down for our remaining 2 races of the season. I have my friend Mike Browning on the right. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. We got the Broseph show back together finally. All the stars have aligned, and we got the stars in the booth and on the track.
Definitely, indeed. We have a line, and we're going to bring it to Texas Motor Speedway with this 1.5 mile oval demanding speed, precision, and patience for these drivers. It's going to be a slick track today, midday race with about 115-degree weather. The banking, especially turns 1 and 2, will demand these drivers to be patient on the throttle, Mike. But it's really going to be a big test especially for our championship drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of different ways that things can go sideways on you in the last 2 races when things are so close. Got a little bit of a loose car and warm track, so it's going to make for a lot of excitement, and I can't wait to watch this one.
Yeah, me neither. 80%, 80 laps, not 80%, 80 laps today. Pit road speed is going to be 45. We're put X because it's really a toss-up if these drivers can make it without getting a black flag with its early entrance. Tire sets available will be 3 off the wall, 2 green white checkered attempts if we need it, and 70% fuel. So we're looking about a run for 45 to 46 laps for these drivers today.
Yeah, it's not as tricky of a fuel strategy this week as it was last week for these guys, but I mean, it always plays into it somehow, whether any next gen race, you got fuel saving, stretch a little bit, or pit early and do an undercut.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for these drivers. However, there will probably be some cautions with how this race is going to go. Like I said, that treacherous turn 2 exit can catch these drivers off guard if they put the throttle on too much or too early and spin that rear around. These next gen cars really, it can run through these corners really well, but we'll see how it goes. And we have a pole winner today. Let's throw it up, and Dylan Simmons will come in with a whopping 29.44, blazing fast. Jake Ham starting on his outside in second. Going into third, Nate Cotilla will start, and then on his outside, Eddie Smith will be there. Going into 5th place, Jason Christer, one of our championship hopefuls, starts in 5th place, our points leader, and then in 6th will be DJ Patterson. 7th place, we got Wesley Burke showing up with Charles Abert on his outside. 9th place, Kevin Price, and 10th, Chuck Pegleg Feltz.
Starting off in 11th is number 71, Daniel Parks. Starting in his outside in 12th is the number 60 of Rem Wyatt. 13th place is going to be Jamie Libke in the number 16. 14th on our outside is going to be the 68 of Darren Price. 15th is going to be the 00 of Alan Smith. 16th goes to the number 52 of Matt Wiebers. Starting 17th place is Thaddeus the Impersonator Friel Jr. in the number 98. And in 18th on his outside is the number 713 of Reno Connor. Sean Lobo starts 19th in the number 53. 20th place is number 43 of Brock Price. Hayden Muir is going to come in 21st, and then number 84, 22nd is going to be the number 15 of Gary Duff. That is going to round out your field for tonight as the cars get underway.
Yeah, great view for these cars right here. One thing we'll be watching all afternoon is tire management. The hotter this track gets, or with it, how hot it is right now, the slicker it's going to become for these drivers. And that's going to force these drivers to find the grip wherever it can be, either low or high. But, Mike, we're looking like we're going to roll these cars into the extreme scoring green flag. Jason Kristen is our points leader. It's really on him to keep it a clean for the next 2 races, and the championship is his. But Jamie Licky and Charles Aber are right on his heels. So it's going to be an interesting battle for our remaining 2 races. But the pace car goes down into pit road. Dylan Simmons, one of our hot drivers, leads the field into the restart zone. And we are off for our next gen portion of the schedule.
Good start for Dylan Simmons as he clears Jake Ham. Jake comes down on the inside. Field starts to span out behind him. Lots of moves taking place already. Way down to the white line on exit there's the number, was that the number 5 of Nate Cotilla?
Yeah, that's definitely Nate Cotilla right there. DJ Patterson and Wesley Burke going at it right now. Wesley Burke, when I was talking to him, this is not. Yes, yeah, you're right. One was in the wall. Looks like that is still going on. Green flag. Well, as I was saying, Wesley Burke was one of those drivers I was talking to who just does not like this track, but he has the patience to get through it. We're 3 wide into the backstretch right now.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say Wesley may not like this track, but DJ Patterson sure does. He gets probably his best start of the season up there in 6th place, and he's putting on a battle. Ooh, super tight. Pushes up to the outside. Might have got a little bit loose there on middle, being in the middle of 3 wide there.
Now, the deceiving thing that these drivers are going to feel right now with these fresh tires is they have the best grip they're going to have so far for this race. And these drivers, as we see these battles happening, are going to be pushing their cars through the corner. So we might see a lot of drivers fall off if they're not protecting their tires right now. Looks like DJ Patterson's trying to get to the bottom where it is the preferred line. Chuck Phelps right behind, not trying to spin him out, but Chuck Phelps will try to get that position, go into the top 10, but great battle so far on track.
And he cuts right across the nose of Chuck. That's going to push Chuck all the way up the racetracks, take all that clean air off the front of that nose. And that's a good point you said about tire wear. These guys have been in cars where you can push and put this thing on edge. If you do that with these, you are not going to last very long. And another chop there. Oh, we got sideways.
Oh, we got sideways, but it looks like they saved it.
I think he saved it. Wow, that was a heck of a save. That was, I think that was Wyatt. I don't know. Oh, into the wall.
Oh, yeah,
we
definitely.
Got action
indeed.
all over the place.
Yeah, looks like some drivers are trying to save while others are trying to push and gain their positions, which is causing these pileups almost. Again, we're almost 3 wide. Chuck Phelps, DJ Patterson, and Rem White. And this, I think that's Thaddeus Friel. No, that's Rem White again. Thaddeus Friel is back there in 13th. We're looking at, let's go back to Wesley Burke right here. He's chasing down championship leader Jason Kristen, and right behind Burke is Kevin Price as well. So a lot of these drivers who, like for example, Wesley Burke, who is dominant in trucks, going into the next gen isn't foreign for him, but it's not really his preferred car.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's going to be a lot of people that feel the same way about this car. It's not that it's new anymore. It's been around for a little while, but it's still a difficult car to figure out. So if you don't quite have it, you're going to pay for it quite a bit throughout the race.
Yeah, yes, indeed. But the best thing about the Foundation Series is finding out who can adapt after coming from a car that's different and take the points needed for the championship. Looking at Wesley Burke right now, following his teammate of Jason Kristen, who is our championship leader right now. Jason Kristen is doing exactly what he needs to do to secure those points for that championship. His next rival is Charles Aber, sitting in 8th place. Charles needs to get at least a podium tonight to extend this championship to Nashville if he wants to get this title. And then in 10th place, Jamie Lipke, tied with Charles Aber for second, needs the same result, or Jason Kristen to fall down the pecking order if she wants to be able to compete for this championship in Nashville.
Yeah, Jason had a little bit of an upper hand on Charles and Jamie. Charles has kind of stayed in the same spot, but Jamie is moving her way through the field. And there's just one car in between all three of them right now.
Definitely, indeed. Jamie Lipke and Jason Kristen are teammates, so it's going to be an inter-team battle for who gets the championship. Charles Aber on his own between them. So Charles Aber can go all out. It looks like he's playing the long game, trying to save his tires, as he hasn't really pushed the envelope with Kevin Price to get a pass up to our points leader. Let's go to the back of the field right now. Looks like we're looking at, I think that's Brock Price. Yeah, Brock Price in the 43. I like that ode to the famous 43. Going through turns 1 and 2, he's riding that bottom, Mike, which is exactly what these drivers need to do in order to have that great exit off of 2, which is what gives them right now that battle into 3 and 4.
Yeah, a lot of different lines going on right now. Everybody's kind of half a lane away from each other, just trying to find that clean air. But the farther up you move, the more those tires are going to take a beating. And it's kind of a strategy play. Do you try to push and attack and go deep into the corner to get position on a guy, or do you kind of hang back and let everybody fall off and hope it runs out to the end for you?
It looks like a battle up front is starting to brew, but we're going to see Kevin Price and Charles Aber fighting it out. Charles Aber now making his move to get one more position closer to our points leader, Jason Kristen. I'm sure Jason Kristen is looking in his mirror, trying to see where Charles Aber is, and wow, what a run for Aber through that corner. He just rocketed right in front of Kevin Price. So position gain for Aber, and now he has his sights set on the points leader.
Yeah, he's definitely got a line figured out there on the bottom. Jamie Lipke's starting to close up too, so everything's kind of sorted out through the field right now, but this battle here is going to get super hot in the next probably 20 laps. It's going to get good, and it's right now.
Yeah, Charles Aber going a little deep and trying to put his nose there, which is going to help him suffer with Kevin Price now on his outside once again. So he had the move done. Looks like Kevin Price will have the run down the backstretch there side by side into turns 3 and 4. I think Charles Aber will have the better exit now. Looks like he will slide in front of Kevin Price. And if I'm Charles Aber right now, I would just focus on my lines, not worrying about Kevin Price behind. But it looks like Jamie Lipke is now starting to pull into this battle. Yeah,
he saw an opening. Oh, we got 3 wide in the back here. Looks like Price might have hit the wall. He's definitely off pace. Yeah, that was very close. As soon as we came onto them, they were you couldn't fit paper in between them.
Yeah, let's take a replay of that.
Oh, a massive group here. Looked like he was off in the grass.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit more. Side by side with Thaddeus Friel. Thaddeus Friel moving up through the field right now, doing really well. Let's see what happens. Might be on exit. Oh!
Yeah. There's that loose exit that we were talking about. He gets loose, Thaddeus hits the wall, so kind of everything you have to worry about in one shot right there.
Yeah, the tires are starting to melt off for these drivers. So now I'm sure a lot of these drivers are playing with their throttle, not really going 100%. While Brock Price is saying, I'm going up top, I'm going to get these positions back. So he's not really afraid of damaging his tires right now. And it looks like he's going to put up a battle for the P17 position between him, DJ Patterson, and I think that's Reno Connor. No, that's not. That's I think that's Darren Price actually. So a family battle right there.
Yeah, unfortunately for DJ, he's kind of dropped to the back here. He had a good start, but I think some of the pack racing has got to him a little bit. If you were looking around you too much, you stop looking ahead, and it kind of kills some of your time. So Jamie Lipke here underneath Price, going to pick off another position, and she has definitely closed the gap on Kristen and Aber. They were quite a bit ahead of her not that long ago, and she's coming.
Yeah, we're 17 laps done with this race. The battle up front seems secure right now with Dylan Simmons, but the battle for the championship is going to start to heat up now as all three championship contenders will be in one row together. So it's really going to be an interesting battle to the end for these three drivers. Looking through the rest of the field, there is a battle brewing between Wesley Burke and Eddie Smith. We're going to the back right here. Oh, we're like no, actually, we're going back to Wesley Burke and Eddie Smith. Eddie Smith in the ATYL media car, one of our great sponsors here at Go Locker. So big shout out to them. Wesley Burke is starting to chase down Eddie Smith, running about a tenth faster than him right now. Our two leaders are running the fastest times at 30.5, but it seems like Wesley Burke is starting to pick up just a little toe and bring himself in closer to Eddie Smith. We'll see what happens through this battle. Let's go to the back of the field again. It looks like a lot more battling is happening right there. Looks like Darren Price and Brock Price are still trying to get their pass done, but it looks like Darren Price is holding a good line of defense right now, running that high line. Interesting line to see from a driver. He's able to get a good exit off compared to Brock Price. And oh wow, we're looking up front. We're almost side by side. Looked like we were going three wide. I think that's Sean Lobos, Reno Connor, and Rem Wyatt now trying to figure out a way through each other. Great battle so far between these three drivers, side by side into turn one, Mike. And it looks like the tire wear is starting to show its signs now.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say I've kind of been watching the times through the ticker there on the side, and everybody's starting to close back in these groups. So everybody that pushed a little too hard at the beginning is starting to fall back into the guys that were being more conservative. And yeah, there's some great side-by-side racing, some defensive moves all over the track. You see Eddie Smith here up in third. He made a great run towards the front and kind of stalled out there behind Ham. And looks like Wesley Burke is peeking his nose down there. He's going to make a move.
Yeah, Wesley Burke, he may hate this track, but he's clearly showing he has the chops to make his way through the field. Oh,
a big push off the exit and almost get some contact there with Eddie Smith.
Eddie Smith really struggling with his tires right now, but he's holding a good defense behind Wesley Burke. He knows that once Wesley Burke blinking out, so he's having connection issues right now. But he knows that once Wesley Burke gets by, it's going to be hard to catch right back up. But the more they battle, it's going to allow Nate Cotillo to catch right back up. And I'm sure Dylan Simmons and Jake Ham wants them to keep battling it out, because once Wesley Burke is through, he's probably going to challenge for the win today.
Yeah, and you could see when Wesley dove to the inside on Eddie there, it started to bring Cotillo back in. So if these two start battling a little bit too hard, that's going to bring Cotillo back in. Kristen's not too far behind them. These side-by-side battles are really going to slow down your pace and bring people into the battle that you're already stuck in. Looks like Wesley's going to try and move on the outside. Eddie's going to slide up just slightly, takes a little bit of air off, and Wesley's going to cut back down, try to get a run down the stretch here.
Yeah, great defense by Eddie Smith right here, really blocking Wesley Burke's clean air. So it's going to make that car a lot more tighter than it usually is in clean air. Wesley Burke trying to find that clean air as we see DJ Patterson coming out of the pit. So looks like he chewed up his tires and he went to go get some new rubber. But Eddie Smith, once again, running a better line, able to block that air. Wesley Burke going high, trying to find that clean air. Hopefully, maybe get a switchback on Eddie Smith. It looks like it's going to be side by side down into turn one. Both drivers running great. And it looks like Wesley Burke has the move complete. Yes.
It's going to be close.
It looks like he does.
Eddie is kind of like the Ross Chastain of GLR. He is incredibly difficult to get around. He seems to put his car right in the right spot all the time. And he made that a lot more difficult than it looked like it was going to be for Wesley Burke. Took him quite a few more laps than I'm sure Wesley wanted. Now Wesley's going to set his sights on Jake Ham in front of him. And the front two have kind of stabilized that 1/2 to 7/10 gap. So
well, he's not done yet. It looks like Eddie Smith is trying again. We have DJ Patterson on
DJ's
a lap down car. He's on new tires. He's going to disrupt this battle. If Eddie Smith is going to use him as a pick, that could be a way to get through. It might also take. Oh,
Burke does not see him, cuts down to the inside. I think DJ was actually there, and that's going to cost Wesley that position. He's going to have to give it right back to Eddie and regroup, try it again.
Yeah, not what Wesley Burke wanted to happen, but DJ Patterson is on fresh tires, so he's running almost 5-6 tenths faster than our leaders right now. So Wesley
Wesley's
Burke,
go right
he's
back
right
inside
back at it.
clear.
Looks like Eddie Smith gave up the position. Maybe he felt bad for how that happened, and he doesn't want to take the position like that. I maybe wouldn't have done that, but good sportsmanship by Eddie Smith right there.
Yeah, sometimes you got to make the decisions whether you're going to continue to battle or you're just going to let him go by. And maybe he's thinking to let him go by and use up him stuff, because Wesley is super quick right now. He's definitely got quite a bit of pace. We'll take a look at the lap times when they come back around, but it looks like he was making some pretty good progress on Ham and Simmons there before the 26 car of Patterson.
Yeah, let's go back to our championship battle right here, Mike. Looks like Jamie Lipke was able to get past Charles Aber. Jamie Lipke is running 4 tenths faster than both of his championship rivals right now. And it looks like the tire saving that Jamie Lipke was doing is paying dividends, as we have a move on the championship leader by Jamie Lipke. 2 teammates going at it. And it looks like Jason Christoph just realized, I don't have anything to block Jamie right now. I'm going to play for pit stops.
Yeah, an absolute power move by Jamie. Behind him on the exit of 4 and in front of him on the exit of 2. So just a huge run, great speed. She's really got something figured out in this, and she's only not too far behind here. The number 5 of Coutilla also. I think she's making a lot of progress. She started quite a ways back there. She's working her way all the way to the front.
Yeah, one of our biggest movers with Thaddeus Friel. Our first biggest mover is Jamie Lipke. Our second is Thaddeus Friel. But, Mike, the biggest thing I want to point out, Jamie Lipke is running almost 4 tenths faster, 3 tenths faster than the lead cars ahead. Jamie Lipke has played this out perfectly, saved her tires in the beginning, and is now able to chase down these lead cars. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jamie Lipke in the top 3 before our pit stops happen in about 15 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. She's 2 tenths faster than Wesley Burke, who we were watching earlier, who's got quite a bit of speed. Wesley's 2 tenths faster than the leaders. So a lot of different strategies. If you can catch these cautions right, and that's kind of how these things usually work out. Everybody's spinning out in practice and saying how loose the car is. And then once you get in the race, everybody kind of settles out and lets the car kind of come to them. And Jamie's playing that perfect right now.
Yeah, the biggest thing about the Foundation Series that me and Skylar thought about was we want to see the driver who is able to go through all iterations of all NASCAR vehicles here on iRacing and take those vehicles and show that you can master each one. And it looks like Jamie Lipke right now is showing that she should be that potential champion for the series, as she's putting the pressure on Nate Coutilla, running almost 3 tenths faster than Nate Coutilla. She's going to go on the high side. It's going to set up a great move for the switchback if Nate doesn't block it. Looks like he does, but who's going to have a better exit? As we see Eddie Smith in the background, so it looks like she's getting closer, and she goes for the dive on the inside. Nate Coutilla takes high. It looks like Nate's trying to set up for a better exit, but the better tires for Jamie Lipke is going to allow for that pass to happen. Jamie Lipke into the top 5.
Yeah, I'm not even really sure if Nate meant to put that block on. Jamie had so much speed coming down through the exit of 2 that she didn't have anywhere to go once Nate came across. So great job by Jamie, and she's right on Eddie Smith, ready to pick off no one. I'm assuming that she's going to be there next lap.
Yeah, I mean, we're having great battles, great drivers running through the field right now, really showing their skill with this setup and with the temperature heat. Let's go to the battle between Wesley Burke and Jake Ham. Jake Ham has been pretty much unopposed all race. Wesley Burke putting his nose in there. Is there going to be contact on exit? No, but it looks like a better exit for Wesley Burke. He's going to set it on the inside. The Premier Racing Setups driver really showing his skill, able to get past second place now, and it's next on his list will be Dylan Simmons.
Yeah, absolutely. If Eddie Smith is the Ross Chastain of GLR, I think Jake Ham is the Carson Hocevar. He's not going to give you a whole lot of room, but Wesley just absolute power move, drives around him, nothing Jake can do, and he's going to have to settle in, try and figure out what Wesley is doing here to try and catch some speed. Maybe he's used up all of his stuff, and Wesley's just on another level.
Yeah, it looks like the teammates of Wesley Burke and Jamie Lipke have figured out a method to save their tires and come back in the end to catch our lead drivers after. Oh, Jake Ham into the pits. I think there's a black flag for speeding. Yes, we've confirmed it. Black flag for speeding for Jake Ham.
I heard him call that out pretty late, and he came in later, so I know that he didn't get a practice in on pit entrance, and yeah, he is out of control and way too fast in. That's going to cost him. Unfortunate for him, because I mean, all he had to do was just kind of stay there, and he put himself in position, but can't take yourself out of it.
Yeah, and that's a great example of what I had mentioned about in our earlier part of the broadcast. That pit entry can kill a driver's race with its that cone being very early in the pit. Skylar and I definitely know about it from our last race here in Texas a couple days ago. But Dylan Simmons, we haven't really talked much about him all race. He's led almost every lap since the beginning. I think he's led all laps to lap 40, but he's got Wesley Burke and Jamie Lipke in the background.
Yeah, Eddie Smith has pit too. That's put Lipke up into third.
That's why
she's there. She is. I would say there's an interesting thing playing out right here with DJ Patterson. So he had the fresh tires, he got around all these drivers, and now he's kind of stuck behind Simmons. So he's going to start to fall off. Wesley's obviously a little bit faster, just on pace here. So this could cause a little bit of a problem for Wesley with Jamie right behind him and trying to catch Dylan Simmons in front of him.
Yeah, I'm
goes
looking
down to
through
the inside here. It looks like DJ's going to pull out of the way and try not to affect any of this, because these top three are. Oh, there's.
Woo!
I spoke too soon. DJ's trying to stay out of the way, but he's just on a struggle bus right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is helping out Dylan Simmons right now, but I did see that. Oh,
right down in front of DJ, almost gets collected. Dylan Simmons comes into the pit, and he has a lockup. We're going to have to see if that's going to be a penalty.
I don't see anything on my thing, so it looks like Dylan Simmons was able to get down. But I will say, Eddie Smith, he was in our top 5. He did get a black flag on his pit stops, so he's all the way back, probably a lap down. Wesley Burke is now our new leader, and the two teammates between Wesley Burke and Jamie Lipke, they have about maybe 4. Oh, I hear they're both coming in now. Yeah, both come in. Are they going to be good? It looks like they will be.
Oh, big slide. He's going to spin.
Wesley Burke.
He's got it locked up. He stays off the wall. He's going to keep it straight. That's as close as you can come to reckon, but he is going to get a black flag.
Wesley Burke with the black flag. One of our drivers that was in contention for the win comes out with a black flag. Jamie Lipke, however, does not have a black flag, so she's still in contention for the win. Not what Wesley Burke wants to see right now.
Yeah, and that's going to cycle Jamie out into the lead, I believe, unless Simmons had a little bit of a sketchy entrance, so we're going to see how much time he lost there, but he wasn't that far in front of Jamie when he pit, so if he gives up too much time on entrance or exit, I think Jamie could come out of this pretty clean, and right now I'm seeing she's still in front on the board, so we're going to have to see where they file out. Looks like he just got back in front of her.
Yeah, I'm watching the pit exits right now. Dylan Simmons was able to get ahead of Jamie Lipke. It looks like it's going to be about a 1.5 second gap. Nate Cotilla, our leader, coming down to pit. I'm sure he's perfectly fine. Thaddeus Friel right now. Thaddeus Friel now coming down into the pits. We're looking at it. Everybody's good right now. So a lot of our drivers, pretty much most of our field is a lap or two down. If you see the, Ham and Burke 2 laps down, it's because they got black flags on pit road for speeding on pit entry. So a lot of our top drivers in the beginning of the race now in the back, and that's going to promote a lot of drivers who were in the mid pack to the front.
Yeah, and it looks like Rem's going to run this thing to empty, which is an interesting strategy because it has been green. If he was kind of mid pack there, he could pick up some spots here and get a good finish out of this. It's a lot easier to pass later in the run on some fresher tires while everybody else is struggling on their older tires. So might be a good move for him here.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I'm trying to calculate right now is that Jamie Lipke, I would say, spent the first half of that tire run saving and was able to catch back up to the leaders and was about a second and a half off our current leader, or not, or our presumed new leader once the pit stop cycle out, Dylan Simmons. So it's really going to come down to, will Dylan Simmons be able to keep Jamie Lipke in front, or will Jamie Lipke get up to Dylan Simmons and possibly stamp her authority to a possible championship win in Nashville?
Yeah, and it's showing a 1.4 second gap back to from Dylan Simmons to Jamie Lipke, and Jamie came a lot farther back than that throughout that whole first run. So she has set herself up almost perfectly to finish the rest of this race. If it ends up, if it continues to go the way it's going, I think she's got probably the best chance to get this win, which would be great considering how last week went. Got a little bit lucky on the Exodus 7 to not completely trash the car and get a podium, but I think she'd take a dominating win here for sure.
Yeah, definitely indeed. I'm looking at our timetable. Jason Kristen and Charles Aber, both also competing for this championship, are stuck in 7th and 8th, or 6th and 7th. So this if this were to result were to hold and Jamie Lipke came out the winner, I believe, I'm gonna do the math while we talk. But I believe Jamie Lipke might walk into our last race of the season the championship leader.
Yeah, and Brock Price looks like he pit on lap 39. He's up ahead of Charles and Jason. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can stay in front of those two. He's going to have to do a little bit of a save here for tire wear. I mean, I think he's good on fuel, but those two might be able to pick up another spot and bring that gap a little bit closer. But this is shaping up for, I mean, this is going to be a great finish just between Simmons and Lipke, and watching how these points are gonna finish out.
Yeah, so I did the math while you were talking. Jason Kristen would still hold the lead, but the gap would drop from about 13 to 5 between Jamie Lipke
Wow.
and Jason Kristen. So it's going
That's
to
gonna
be
be tight.
it's going to be a interesting championship race if there's a result were to hold.
And Jason has just been super consistent this whole season through all different cars. He's had very consistent finishes, and that's what he's relying on. He may not have the outright speed to lead all the laps. I mean, Dylan Simmons has just dominated this race so far, but Jason is always right there in that top 5 area. So he's counting on consistency to win this thing, and Jamie is, with some bad luck and some bad finishes, she's going all out for this thing, and I don't blame her one bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at some other battles. Alan Smith and Thaddeus Friel working on each other right now. Wesley Burke, that lap car coming through, he had a black flag for speeding on pit entry. Kind of had a dramatic entry actually, but looks like Thaddeus Friel is starting to pull away from Alan Smith. But to be honest, I've never seen Alan Smith run the next gen cars, and to see him out here in a top 10 position, big props to him. I really thought he was only a ARCA, maybe an Xfinity, but to see him in these next gens and holding a top 10 at probably one of the toughest tracks out on the NASCAR schedule, that speaks to the skill that Alan Smith has.
Yeah, great job for Alan. He's always kind of that same kind of driver. He's always just in the mix, and good to see him. He's super consistent, just puts in solid laps, and yeah, good run for Alan. A good run for a lot of different drivers throughout the field. I mean, we talk about Daniel Parks all the time. He's up into 3rd right now. Thaddeus Friel has moved up through the field. Smith's up there. There's just a lot of names that we don't usually talk about that are having really good runs tonight. So we want to make sure we shout them out and putting in the hard work, because this is not an easy car or an easy track to drive, and they're doing very well tonight.
No, but I do want to take it back to the front. Jamie Lipke has been able to close down that gap from 1.5 to only 2 tenths. The lap car of Darren Price held up Dylan Simmons while we were talking. And now the battle for the lead has started for these two drivers. Jamie Lipke probably has been the class of the field in terms of being able to drive through it. Dylan Simmons has led every lap up until this point. So this is the first test that he's had all race.
Yeah, and this is exactly like last week, except we have Dylan Simmons and Jamie Lipke as opposed to Jamie Mullins. So if we learned anything from last week, Dylan is not looking in his mirror at all. He has no idea or cares who's behind him. He's just going to keep putting in laps. But he might want to take a look because he has a very determined driver behind him, and he's going to have to put in some serious work for the next 23 laps.
Yeah, now the question begs, Mike, did Dylan Simmons burn his tires while he was out in front? And did Jamie Lipke save her tires while she was chasing down? The dirty air is going to be a factor for Jamie Lipke. Really, all Dylan Simmons needs to do is aero block Jamie Lipke through these corners, and he will pretty much put up a wall that Jamie Lipke can only get through if Dylan Simmons makes a mistake.
Yeah, and the best thing that Jamie can do is what she just did through that corner. She's entering higher, she's exiting lower, so as he crosses to the outside, she's crossing back to the inside, keeping the air on that front end, not just destroying and cheese grating her tires on the surface. But yeah, it's gonna be very difficult, I think, for Jamie to get this pass made. But I think just based on raw speed at the end of the runs, I don't know how long Dylan can hold off this attack here. I mean, that's 20 laps is going to be a long time with somebody breathing down your neck.
Yeah, and it looks like Eddie Smith has retired from this race. Unfortunate for him after his great start and great qualifying. So unfortunate to see Eddie go. But like you said, Mike, this battle for the lead is going to be interesting. I see Jamie experimenting with different lines, trying to get a better exit than Dylan Simmons. But Dylan Simmons is doing exactly what he needs to do: run the bottom line and run clean through the corners. No rear instability for him. And he's going to hold this lead. He's brought the lead back out to almost 3 tenths after being close to under a tenth at one point. But we under 21 laps to go. It's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we could get inside the helmet of Jamie, she's caught him. She's there. She knows how the car works. So is she just biding her time, or is she really trying every single lap to get around him? Right now, it looks like she's kind of biding her time. There's a couple openings that Dylan has left her she hasn't taken. But yeah, it's just a little bit tight on exit here. And Dylan's got a pretty good run down the straightaways. So Jamie's trying to keep it clear. Big run on the outsides, and then cuts it down to the inside, trying to get that run. Hopefully she's not taking too much out of the right front.
Well, if you were watching that cockpit view, as Dylan Simmons with a bad corner, that might be the opportunity for Jamie Lipke to get a run down the front trioval. Let's keep watching it. But what I was going to point out to everybody watching, if you were looking at Jamie Lipke's cam, there's lap traffic ahead. Yeah. That could be a tool that Jamie can use.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some obstacles in the next 17 laps. I mean, this is definitely not over. And like I said before, Dylan told us last week that he didn't even look in his rearview mirror when Jamie was behind him. I don't know if I completely buy that. He's making quite a few mistakes. I don't see the mistakes this time. He's not kicking the rear end out, but I got to think that he's pushing fairly hard right now because Jamie he can see it. I mean, there's no way you cannot see that. So Jamie has to continue to put the pressure on and make sure that she's in an area where she can make a move if those lap cars do happen to be a factor in this.
Yeah, I'm watching the cockpit view of Jamie Lipke, just trying to see how she's taking the corners. And I see her shifting down to fourth, just trying to get that extra rotation through the corner. I haven't checked Dylan Simmons' cam, but I'm gonna assume that he's doing the same. Yes, he is actually. I just checked. So they're both shifting now, which is giving them that extra rotation through the corner. However, being in fourth gear, if you get on the gas too early, you can spin your tires and allow
Oh,
the driver
puff of
behind.
smoke up there.
there's
Somebody's
a
Somebody's on
lot
the
of
wall
smoke.
here.
A
I don't
lot
know
of
what happened
smoke.
up there, but I can tell you if you're. Oh, we do have a yellow. Is that the pace car coming out,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No pace car. Matt Weber's got down
that's
into
Weber.
the infield.
Okay.
So the pace car did not come out. No caution for Matt Weber's, but it looked like he got loose somewhere and hit the wall. Let's go back and check on this instant replay real quick. Wesley Burke towing to the pit. So unfortunate for him. Maybe that's what happened. Well, I see Wesley Burke in the background. Matt Weber's
big
trying
hit on the wall.
to.
Right across Charles Abert and Jason Kristen both. Now
We
we have
got
the
a caution.
Now we've got it.
Oh no. Why do we have a caution? let's look at that. Who was in 10th place when that happened? We'll check it out. Into the V-Speed instant replay. That's Matt Weber's
Is
going
there
through the track.
somebody up?
There he is. Oh,
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
I
a
thought
lot
I
of
saw-
damage.
That's Alan Smith. I thought I saw a car up by the fence.
Yeah, we're looking at the car 17 of Reno Carner running through.
Oh, so
Looks like a
okay.
car.
So
Oh,
yeah, Alan had an issue before that. Looks like the 63 behind him. Oh, just got real loose. Clipped both of them. It was a 53.
No.
Allen is parked sideways, gets it going again, but he's super slow, and there's just nowhere for the 17 to go. That's a terrifying feeling when you're coming around a front stretch and there's a big red obstacle in the way.
And if you saw right before that replay ended, the leaders almost came into contact with those. Looking at it, just no visibility, and at the last second,
Yeah, he had it
he
cranked,
sees
but
it.
it just didn't do anything.
no, not at all. And everybody comes down pit road except for Nate Cotilla. He decides to stay out. I'm gonna say that's the wrong move, Nate. This is Texas. Your tires are chewed up, buddy. You should have came down to pit. But we'll see what happens. Dylan Simmons, Jamie Lipke off pit road. Looking at it, I think Jamie Lipke beat Dylan Simmons off pit road.
I think Rem Wyatt might have taken 2, or is he a lap down? I see Rem in between them there, but
No,
yeah,
Rem is a lap
okay,
down.
Rem's
Rem
a
is
lap down. Okay, so for Nate, in the famous words of dodgeball, that's an interesting strategy, Cotton. We're gonna have to see how that plays out.
And this is huge implications for the championship. Nate Cotilla is going to start with old tires, and Jamie Lipke is going to be on the outside with nobody in front of her. That's
Dylan
huge.
Dylan is going to be behind Nate, which is, I mean, it'll be okay until 1 and 2. I think Dylan is going to have a huge run. Parks is on the outside there also of Simmons. So, man, this might turn into an absolute disaster right now. Yeah, Jamie's definitely going to have the better option here. I think she's going to probably clear, and then whatever happens behind is nobody knows.
Dude, this is huge. Jamie Lipke, once Nate just gets going, I'm pretty sure Nate Cotilla is going to have wheel spin with his older tires. Jamie Lipke's going to rock it out to the front. It's going to be under 10 to go for this race. And all Jamie Lipke would have to do is keep Dylan Simmons. But the other thing, Jason Kristen and Charles Abert are also on fresh tires. They could possibly creep into this top 3 and nullify the points gain that Jamie Lipke was bound to get while we were under green previously. So it's wide open now, folks, and I'm excited to see what happens, Mike.
Yeah, look, I think Abert was in front of Kristen before the pit stop. He's back behind him. So this is just going to be, this last 10 laps are going to be absolutely insane.
Well, it's going to be a shootout. Hopefully, cautions don't breed cautions here. I would love to see a battle for this win under green, as the pace car is going to head down into pit road. And in the extreme scoring restart zone, Nate Cotilla is the control car, but he's on 40-lap older tires than the rest of the field.
Gonna go quick.
Let's see how it goes. Nate Cotilla has a great
He's
jump.
cleared.
That is huge. Dylan Simmons able with the space to get in front of Jamie Lipke. This is not what Jamie Lipke wanted to see.
Oh, a big move to the outside, right in between.
Wow,
Right in
what a
between.
move by
Simmons
Dylan
has gone
Simmons.
around. Jamie comes back to
But-
the inside. Dylan's going to have the run on Cotilla here, but I think Cotilla is going to make a huge block right here.
It somehow turned out better for
Oh.
Dylan Simmons in that. Dylan Simmons pedaled to the floor, able to run that outside line. Jamie Lipke is probably throwing her hands up in the air to Nate Cotilla, saying, get out my way. I have a championship to run. Daniel Parks also putting his name into the hat right now. And look who's behind Daniel Parks. That is our championship leader, Jason Kristen. Made his way
big
from
move from
7th
Parks.
place up to 5th place, and is challenging for a top 3 potentially. This has gone from great to worse for Jamie Lipke so far.
Yeah, Jamie got a really just horrible start off that restart, and that allowed just enough room for Simmons to make a move in between her to go around the outside of Cotilla, and yeah, just could not have gone worse for Jamie.
Yeah, we're looking at this field. Jason Kristen is settling into 4th. That's really all he needs to do to make sure. But look who's behind Jason. That's Thaddeus Friel. He's made his way into the top 5. What a run by Thaddeus Friel. But it's not over yet. We got Charles Abert right behind him as well. But Thaddeus Friel with a run of, wow, I thought somebody spun out right there. I apologize. But
Well, Thaddeus has a ton of damage on that right front, so he's definitely going to be slower. So that's a bad situation for Abert, because it's going to be a lot tougher for him to get around him. Even though he's got damage, it's still going to slow him down quite a bit.
yeah, Nate Cotilla loose on exit. Nate Cotilla in the grass right now. So those older tires really hurting him. Nate Cotilla did not bring out a caution.
Looks like DJ hit the wall.
Yeah, not a great call by Nate Cotilla
three
right there.
wide.
He's just falling to the he's falling to the back now.
He is.
He's just trying to
he's on the
survive.
struggle bus right now for sure.
Yeah, not if I had his crew chief, I would have fired them on the spot. But it looks like Dylan Simmons has now been able to pull out Matt Weber's hit the wall, it looked like, but we're still
I don't
green.
think he's got a right front. He's gonna have a little bit of trouble
turned?
getting in here. He can get there. He got it in. I wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to make the left-hand turn into pit lane there. But now
Oh,
he
he
can
has a meatball.
settle out into the top 2 here. Simmons has a 7/10 lead on Jamie Lipke. We still have 3 laps left. I don't know if that's. I mean, Jamie's closing a little bit, but I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not enough either. Dylan Simmons has been great on the short run, and he's really flexing his muscle. But you never know. We're going to be 3 to go once they cross the line. Dylan Simmons may have been running qualifying laps this whole time, and now he's burned his tires, while Jamie Lipke has been saving up. But I don't think there's enough time. We'll see, though. 3 laps to go here at Texas. It's really on Dylan Simmons now.
Yeah, it looks like Jamie's a little bit quicker on entry and Simmons is a little bit better on exit. So that's not really the best way to do it, but man, I think Jamie's just got to throw everything she's got at it. Kristen's up into 4th. Abert has fallen down to 8th. Lobos and Price have gotten around Charles Abert, so not ideal for him. Oh, Abert drops another spot to Ham.
Yeah, Jake Ham able to work his way back up after his black flag. He's back into the top 10 now. But yeah, Charles Abert slowly fading. 2 to go as Dylan Simmons runs down the backstretch. This is really the last opportunity for Jamie Lipke to get close.
Yeah, and it looks like Chuck's got a good run on Abert. So Abert's struggling right now. He's trying to do everything he can to hold on to it. So really it's down to Jamie and Jason, see where they can finish this thing out.
Oh man! So the white flag presented by Glove Station is out. Dylan Simmons in full control. He had the restart of dreams for him, and we're gonna see how this plays out. He still has another corner to go, and maybe he'll wrap this up. What a run by Dylan Simmons, going through turns 3 and 4, coming out into the tri-oval. Dylan Simmons with the win here at Texas.
Great run by Dylan. He made a fool out of me. I thought this was going to turn into a dominating win for Jamie, and he just decides to throw the hammer down and just lead, almost every lap of this race. Great job for him.
Yeah, we're going to have to check the stats while we're on break, but Dylan Simmons pretty much dominated this full race from start to finish. Jamie Lipke was the biggest threat for him, but with that restart, he was able to take control and finish out this race. So great job by him. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with our top 3 for interviews.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your Glove Station.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Well, we had an interesting race. We're going to look over our results before we get with our interview with Dylan Simmons. Looking at the results right here, Dylan Simmons did the trifecta, pole position and win, and was fastest in practice. So he had the I forgot what they call it in Formula One, and I'm not going to even try to say it. But Jamie Lipke in second from 13th to second. Great run by her. Daniel Parks, we didn't really talk about him that much this race, but 11th to 3rd is a great run by him. We're gonna get words from him. Jason Christen, our championship leader, with the solid results, gonna finish out in 4th. Sean Lobos finish out in 5th. Great run by him. Brock Price, who had a little trouble in the beginning, but able to secure that 6th place finish. So great by him. Thaddeus Friel ran from the back of the field to the top 10, so great on him. Jake Cam, after getting his black flag, able to work it back to the top 10, so great run by him as well. Charles Averitt in 9th, and Chuck Peglick-Feltz in 10th.
Nate Cotilla, the number 5, comes in 11th after starting 3rd. Kevin Price drops down to 12th after starting 9th. Hayden Muir comes in 13th. Darren Price finishes 14th. Connor in the 713 finishes 15th. DJ Patterson, after starting with a great run of 6th, comes back to 16th. Rem Wyatt finishes 17th. Alan Smith in 18th. Mark Weber's in 19th. And Wesley Burke comes home in 20th. Eddie Smith comes in 21st after his black flag. And Duff in the 15 rounds out the field in 22nd.
Well, we're going to bring in our winner for tonight, Dylan Simmons. He had an amazing run. Dylan Simmons, you got a copy.
I got you.
Man, Dylan, honestly, from light start to lights finish, you dominated this race. You had that battle with Wesley Burke in the beginning and Jamie Lipke at the end. Walk us through, after that yellow, what were you thinking and how did everything play out for you?
Yeah, we had an incredible car all night. We were fastest in practice, put it on the pole, and then fastest lap during the race. So just to finish it off with the win is just a testament to all the work that everyone puts in. Obviously, it's not often that I capitalize on a night like that. I usually end up finishing 4th or just outside of the top 3 on any time I do that. Jake Ham and I, early on, we were racing each other. It was great. I have a lot of respect for him, and it was a ton of fun. That was when, obviously, Jason caught up to me, and I decided to just take the pit. We had a great pit time. The only problem was I overshot the box. So that was something that slowed me down a little. And then the caution, Cotillo staying out on 25, 30 lap old tires definitely made things interesting on the restart. Trying to get him pushed out to get me in front of Lipke going into 1. It was a decision to make the outside run in 3 and 4, but these are the kinds of wins that you can really appreciate because nothing's really going to come easy. Everybody had speed, but we still had to execute for the pit strategy, survive the restart. Huge thanks to everyone that was racing tonight. Everybody raced clean for the most part, and hopefully I can keep the momentum rolling into next week where I can maybe break into the top 5 in points.
Yeah, next week we're going to Nashville, and after the Warrior Series race last night, I'm sure you have some revenge on your mind to erase what happened there yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, but with that though, Dylan. Oh my God, Skyler. With that though, who do you have to thank for this first place tonight?
I gotta thank Lincoln Tech for helping the series. Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, and Vets above the yellow line. My family, they mean everything. They support me in ways that I could never ask them to. So, huge thanks to them.
Well, Dylan Simmons, great talking with you. We'll see you next week. Great win. Appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, you've got we thought that was going to run the race. Jamie Lipke, it's all yours.
Jamie, welcome to the booth. If I was a betting man, I would have put money on you. I thought your run tonight was absolutely incredible. You had a great strategy despite your starting position. You worked your way all the way up to the front, and I thought it was your race, basically your race to lose. And then that caution came out. Just kind of go through what happened, that restart, what was going through your head. Just fill us in on what was going on.
I was a bit disappointed with the caution. I felt like I had managed my tires a bit better. And then I figured, okay, I know these next gen love 2 tires. Talking with my teammates, like, yep, gonna go with a 2-tire call on this, and hopefully Dylan doesn't do the 2 tires, and that would get me the pole on the restart. And it all came crashing down when Nate decided to not pit at all. So being the control car means so much on this track, being able to pull away. And after just a couple of laps of getting the tires warmed up, I figured I probably would be able to maintain the lead from there. But yeah, it didn't work out, and that's all right. Still P2.
Yeah, it's a great night for you. You made up some points, not as many as you would have liked to. You were farther ahead of Jason before that caution came out. He had a great rebound, and I know he's your teammate, so you can't really say I wish he would have done worse. But it still keeps you guys close. But this last race is going to be absolutely insane. What do you have to do to overtake Jason besides take out your teammate and get this championship won?
It's going to be a roll of the dice to see. We'll have to see what happens. You know, if I can make no mistakes and do a perfect race and still lose. So we'll see what happens.
Well, it's 2 weeks on the box for you. You can't really ask for much more than that. Who do you got to thank tonight? Just go for it.
Jam Printing and Promotions, Lincoln Tech for putting on the series, V-Speed and you guys for broadcasting the series, Alexander PCs, Cruising Classics, GTR Simulators. Big shout out to my teammates and friends within Sim Racing Pride. That strategy was what helped both of us. You know, we're talking together, trying to figure out what's going to work, and we both went with the 2-tire call, and it paid off.
Well, great job tonight. I can't wait to see what happens next weekend. It's going to be a great race. I hope you guys put on one hell of a show. And do a favor for me. Tell Jason I appreciate the Mike and Ike's paint scheme. He doesn't know it, but that's my favorite candy. So good on him. Give him a thumbs up for me. All right, Jamie, thanks. Bring up our third place finisher, Mr. Hydration, Daniel Parks.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Parks, you got a copy.
I am here. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy, sir. I mean, you were the ghost knight out there. I mean, maybe that speaks to your sheriff experience and whatnot, but you were out there doing what you needed to do. I mean, honestly, maybe I don't talk us through. Has the Warrior Series, has the Foundation Series given you more confidence in driving this car now?
I think I've learned a lot between this and the Warrior Series. I was just talking in the group before that I've always kind of complained. I hate the Cup car. I hate the Cup car, and now I've got 2 podiums between Warrior Series and here with the Cup car. So I don't know. I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. This Foundation Series has been kind of neat to go up through and see what everybody's got and what stuff. I think I got really lucky tonight with the pit stop cycle. I think I went in 7th or 8th or something and came out in P3. And then I was listening to my my crew chief there, and I was running within a 1/10 or 2/10 of what the leaders were running. I said, oh, this is going to be great. And then the caution came out. I went, oh, no. I know I took 4. Jamie said she took 3 tires. Yeah, 2 tires. And then we obviously had that car that stayed out. And then I'm thinking, oh, great, he's going to spin it on the restart, and we're going to have a mess. But fortunately, we made it through that, and I was able to have a little bit of a gap and just hit my marks and run a really good race. I mean, that was a lot of fun, and I think I'm learning what Texas is like, too. It took me a long time to kind of gather that place up, and running both ends being so different. I think everybody comes into that place thinking, oh, it's the same from one end to the next, and it is a totally different track.
Yeah, that's great to hear, Daniel. I mean, what me and Mike were saying was that we can really see the big improvement from you going through these cars. So it's great to hear that the Warrior Series and the Foundation Series is helping you out. We're going to Nashville next week. What you've learned from the Warrior Series yesterday in Nashville, do you think you can apply those lessons and bring yourself to maybe a win in the series now?
After last night's Nashville race, I'd say that I'd have something for these guys. Unfortunately, this is going to be my last race of the season. I'll be in Florida next week for a training, so I won't get a shot at it, which is a little disappointing because I ran so good at Nashville last night in the Warrior Series before I got junked at the end there. So, good luck to everybody else that's going to be here. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it.
Do you need a note from Pat to get you out of this training? We can have Pat write you an excuse note.
I don't think they're going to let that one slide, unfortunately.
I thought Pat had more pull than that.
He doesn't. You hear that senior chief thing and you think, oh, he's got something, but not quite. Not quite.
Well, Oh, slight strays to Pat. I love that. I love.
Yeah, you
slight
got it. You
strays to
got it.
Pat.
You got to throw the big boss under the bus every now and then.
Maybe if he sends a picture where he's wearing his hat, looks
There
real
you go.
official.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, well, that happened.
but yeah,
but
otherwise,
that's
I think I'd do
that's great
good,
to
but
hear.
We'll see. We'll see. So, good luck to everybody else and the rest. It's been a fun summer series. I mean, you guys up in the booth have done a great job. I mean, this Foundation series is a great idea, a lot of fun, and I think hopefully we get some better racecraft out of it. I think this has probably been the best series as far as racecraft goes. I think we had one caution tonight.
Yeah, one caution. You guys did a really good job. So really kudos to all drivers. But we're gonna give you the attention to you now. Who do you have to thank for this third place tonight, Daniel?
Oh, of course, iRacing for being the whole reason we're here. But MK Fire Design, Sim Motion, Harpoon Design, Zach Graphics, and the Alexander PCs. All the people that really have come on board and made Goat Locker what it is. This is just such a fun place to be. I look forward to it each and every night, and it's even better when I get to talk to you guys and have a good night.
Yeah, definitely, Daniel. Great to hear from you. Great third place finish, man. Sad that you won't be here next week, but great to have you in the summer series for this Foundation series. We'll see you in the fall, probably.
Absolutely, I'll be there. I got to figure out what series I'm running, but I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Daniel. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Great job tonight.
Well, Mike, that's a wrap for our first next gen race in the Foundation series. We're going to Nashville next week, and like you were talking with Jamie Lipke, we're walking into a tight championship battle between Jamie Lipke and Jason Kristen. Only 11 points separating between these two drivers, so it's anybody's championship.
Absolutely. And Nashville is probably, for me, it's one of those wild card races. You're either going to have a great night or it's going to be an uphill battle the whole time. So a lot of practice for these drivers for the next week. You see how much time and effort they put in, and I know they're going to put on one hell of a show.
Yeah, two teammates going at it for the championship here in the Foundation series. We'll both be here next week for that broadcast. My name is Sam Yosef. Mike Browning was on my right, enjoying this battle. We'll see you next week. Oh, actually, I forgot. Skylar Daly was producing. I got to give my shout out to Skylar for that as well, as he reprimands me in my headphones. But we'll see you next week, and I appreciate it.
I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
And we got a car restart zone to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.